iHipHopTV.com on YouTube. Shit is fire. Check out iHipHopTV.com on YouTube.
What is happening, iHipHopTV world? We are excited. We are excited for you tonight. We want to let you know that we got a lineup that is going to knock your socks off. We want to let you guys know that we are still doing what we do best, which is eradicating the entire homeless epidemic nationwide, veterans first. And I'm very confident that we are going to do it in 36 months. Hi, my name is Daryl Tolbert. That's my government name. Dr. E, the crypto prophet. And we're here to have fun, and we're here to educate, and we're here to show you guys that we are very serious about eradicating the entire homeless epidemic nationwide, veterans first. What we want to do first is bring on a very special guest. I call him the Elon Musk of Christianity. This is Dr. Morris Hunter. He is the tech preacher, and he's going to share with us a couple of things that he's doing with his website, and also with some of the projects that he's doing to help the homeless.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. E. Can you hear me?
Yes. You're a little faint, but we can hear you.
Okay. Do I need to? I could go with one of these microphones if that helps. Yes. First of all, it's a pleasure. It's a blessing. Count it a blessing to be on with you today and tonight. Really appreciate you and what you're doing. The vision. I mean, you really can't get any better or any higher, I think, than eradicating homelessness. Of course, I'm a veteran as well myself, served in the Air Force, and just always feel that loyalty, that you learn something when you're in the military, and I think that it was a very good thing, a precious time in life, because you learn to appreciate something. And then those of us that appreciate the military. So everything you're doing, Dr. E, first of all, I want to give a shout out to you and for having me on here, and let me have a minute just to share a little bit about what we're doing.
Thank you, sir. I'm excited.
So I'm curious, do you hear me now on this headphone?
Yes, it's absolutely perfect.
Okay, great. I want to switch up on you. So we have a few things we're doing that I wanted to begin to share about, and by the grace of God, we'll be back to to come maybe share more later. But one, I'm a minister of the gospel. I'm also a technical architect, and a 40 plus years as a computer scientist. So I have a lot of interest in bringing the technology and the ministry part of what I do together. That's the way the Lord has placed it on my heart. At the end of the day, technology is a tool. It's just a tool to do things. And so we've used that tool to create a few things that God really inspired us to set up. One, we've set our network, the Eagles Wing Association, is a Christian network. And it's all about just making it simple and easy for Christians to connect. So eagleswing.org. We've got a program coming out where we're going to be adding some really cool enhanced technology-based features, but there's already a connection out there, and people can go out there and register. eagleswing.org, Christian networking. Now, what we're doing, we're teaching the use of technology. And it's not hard for us to do things that bring us together, like we're doing here on this show. It's just that it hasn't really been. Many other things haven't really been brought to our community. When I say our community, I'm talking about, number one, the Christian community. Number two, and is my African American and African community. We have a ministry called African and African American Network that focuses on the enhanced appreciation of African and African American history and culture, understanding it as a Christian and with a biblical mind. Again, we use technology to help spread that. So Tech Preacher has been my program. So I like the Elon Musk comparison. That's nice. I think that being a bit of a techie, I have always seen the opportunity to use technology, Dr. E, better. Okay, in
Yeah.
in the kingdom, we call it the kingdom community. You know,
Yes.
the Bible talks about seek ye first the kingdom, Matthew 6:33, of and his righteousness, and these things will be everything else you need will be added unto you.
Yeah.
So we take the tools, whatever we know and have, and whatever the tools of our generation are, we take those tools and we use them for the kingdom.
Yes.
Because there is a king. As bad as everything is, there's Jesus said, I'm bringing another kingdom, and I'm sowing it right here through you. So we teach that, and we talk about how to take technology and do that. And I was blessed to connect with you, Dr. E, and see that you really are already doing and have a similar vision. It's just that you're specifically helping us. Crypto is a form of technology.
Yeah.
It's where the future is going. It's digital. It's the digitization of the economy is what's happening.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's going to happen. It's nothing's going to stop it. If you really know the Bible, it's actually biblical. It's going to happen. It's already happening in front of our eyes.
Yes, it
But
is.
you're teaching us through technology how we can take advantage of that. We can participate. We don't have to be left behind as African Americans or Africans or Christians or minority communities. We don't have to be left. The people that have traditionally been left behind don't have to be left behind.
Right.
And so we're all about that as well. But we start with the basics. Connect. The first thing we have to do is connect, communicate. This technology we're using right now, just think about it, Dr. E. At one point, there was no such thing as a printing press. There was everybody things were written on stone, and then they were written on scrolls. The tools came along, and now the word of God was able to spread because of new technology. That
Right.
was printing, and then the printing press, etc. So it's the same thing we have to do today. But now more than ever, Dr. E, we have to double down on it. Okay. We've got to
Yeah.
double down on it. It's time to put the pedal to the metal. Let's use all of our abilities, our talents, put them together. Jesus told us that before he left in John 17, if we come together in unity,
Yeah.
then nothing would be impossible to us. And that was his prayer.
Yes.
So I'm kind of stick throwing it all against the wall, but I just want to give some idea of what we're about through the Eagle Swing Association, eagleswing.org, and through the African American Network. We do Tech Preacher. I do something called Gospel Gamers, which are gaming, and that whole virtualization is another form of technology. All these are tools of our day. And we teach and talk about how do we bring these things together, be creative. God will give us the creativity, the understanding, and then we can do it, whether for economic prosperity, for eradication of poverty. All of these things can be done if we pull together.
So correct me if I'm wrong, Dr. Hunter. You already have the platform built. The platform is like a Facebook, a Twitter, Instagram, Match.com. You're adding a feature for 24-hour prayer, 7 days a week, 365 days a year.
Mm-hmm.
Am I correct in my description?
Yes, you are correct. The platform's been there. It's not really a social media platform, but in the strictest sense of the word, it is a community connection platform. It's all about put out there, register, do what you do, because everything that we do starts with communication.
Yeah.
So and if you know, one thing we do in Eagles Wing is the only thing that you claim if you register is that you claim to be a Christian owned service provider, which could mean that you're a church, a ministry. It could mean that you own a business. It could mean that
Yes.
you provide a service, that you cut lawns, but you are a Christian. That is your own profession. We're not
Yes.
testing. We're not putting any doctrines over it. But the point is, let's connect. Let's share as Christians. And I base it on something Jesus said. If you're familiar with this passage, he asked his disciples. He said, "Who do men say I am?" And they said, "Well, some said you're a prophet. Some said you're Elijah come again." They've got different things. And he says, "Well, who do you say?" And Peter says, "Well, you are the Christ, the Son of the living God." And he went on to say, "Well, you're Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church." So the understanding, he said, "Flesh and blood has not revealed this to you, but my Father which is in heaven." So the understanding that Jesus is Lord, that's all we need. If we will recognize that, those of us that understand that need to come together. We're not
Yeah.
excluding other people, but those of us that understand and know that, all we have to do is come together, and the world is ours. That's Christ's promises. God is faithful. So
Yeah.
we come together. If you own a business, if you own a ministry, you own a church, anything, just make a basic connection. And then we are adding features, like you said, 24-hour prayer. We've got some very exciting things coming, which I look forward to talk about more later. There are already a lot of features on there, though, where you can just connect and spread and let us know what you do. And we've got more coming, including some very special stuff with you, Dr. E, that we want to roll out.
That's exciting. Thank you very much. And you have over 100,000 users
Yeah, over
registered.
100 and over 130 plus thousand right now.
3,000.
And we haven't even done the push that we're planning to do. We plan to go out and get 1 million Christians strong very soon.
Yes.
That's the only way we can change the world, the way you and I know the Lord wants to do it in these last days.
Yes, most definitely. And I know you're strict on time, but you're limited on time. Dr. Hunter, I want to thank you so much for your time. It's greatly appreciated. Love you very much, and we'll be circling
Thank
the
you.
wagon and talking to you very soon.
All right, and thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to come on, and I'm excited. I was tired when you called earlier, but now you've got me fired up and ready to go.
And that's Eagle's wings or wing?
Eagle's wing. It's one wing. See that the design of the wing of every bird is special, designed by the creator, but the eagle has a very special wing. Eagleswing.org. His wing allows him to fly into storms when other birds fly away and to soar above them. So we could get to a whole message on that. Eagleswing.org.
Eagleswing.org. Everyone,
Yeah.
you guys need to join this absolutely unprecedented website, this absolutely unprecedented movement that Dr. Morris Hunter has put together, an individual that is anointed by God to make sure that the prayers that go up into the heavens and these prayers that are screaming to our Lord be answered. That's part of
Amen.
how the prayers are answered. He anoints the earthly individuals to
Yes.
fulfill these prayers. So if you
Amen.
are an individual that's anointed, you need to jump on your calling and you need to run like Forrest Gump. Run, Forrest Gump, run, and take care of your responsibility, your fiduciary responsibility as an anointed ambassador of God.
Amen. Amen. I like those. You got some good words there. Fiduciary. Come on, Dr. E.
You know how we do it. You know
That's
how
right.
we do
That's right.
it. I really appreciate your time, my friend, my dear friend. As
Thank you.
soon as your project doesn't have you under the gun, We got a lot to catch up on. We have Dr. McCarthy that is part of our team that is helping us with funding. So we will take your project to the next level and to be able to share millions of people.
Thank you, Lord.
So we can have that, I call it the Wi-Fi connection. So next we have another very special person. Hopefully he was able to come back on. He's part of the Harlem Globetrotter team, and that is Derrick Polk.
Hey.
There he is.
Hey, I couldn't get it. I couldn't get it on the landscape part, but I can hear you guys. And what is that? That's Eagle's Wing.
Eagle's Wing with .org.
.org. Okay.
Wing, .org. Yes. Yes.
Okay, I got it. Okay. Okay. Beautiful.
And so, yes, we have a former Harlem Globetrotter, Mr. Sevens in the house. His government name is Derrick Polk. An amazing ambassador as well of God, an anointed individual as well as God that God has anointed to help the screaming prayers that are on this earth to be answered. So, Mr. Polk, how are you today, man?
I am doing well. I'm just preparing to go. You know, I still work for a living for old man. So, you know, I work nights, which enables me to do all my basketball stuff, you know, and I also do that through God's prayer and, you know, being a ambassador. I coach kids and I work with kids. So kids is what I try to, I would say, use God's word, but, you know, try to show them some love, affection, teach them about the game of basketball, but also teach them about life and handling difficult situations through Jesus Christ. And, you know, you try to save some kids. You can't save them all, but you try. I have a pretty good success rate, which I can probably say I'm very proud of, because God has really blessed me to be able to do a lot of things. I've been blessed to travel this world many a times and doing something that I enjoy doing. And I feel like it's a way of me to get back because I've been blessed.
That's so exciting. I'm so excited to be working with you, and thank you very much for your time. I know that you're limited as well. I really appreciate it. Just to let everyone know, what Seven is doing is we're putting together a alumni Harlem Globetrotter versus the Snoop Dogg and the Celebrities basketball project that's going to be kicking off within a year. So he's getting together some of the Harlem Globetrotters that have played in the past, the alumni, and we're going to compete, and we're going to have fun, and we're going to make it harder than life.
Yep, we're going to have some. We're going to have some fun. We're going to, you know, everybody. One thing I've learned about being a globetrotter, that anywhere you travel around this world, someone has a story where it's someone in the 90s, 80s, 70s, 60s, and on down the line. They have a story about seeing the Globetrotters and the type of ambassadors that they are. We travel around this world and be accepted.
Yes.
And it's important. I've been to foreign countries where most Americans can't go, and they have machine guns and stuff like that. And we had some bodyguards, but we're just walking around, going to the mall like it's nothing, because they know who you are and what you represent. And you represent to bring in peace and love and a chance for 2.5 hours to forget about all your troubles and have some fun.
Yeah.
And you've been very blessed to be able to do that.
Yeah. And we thank you so much again for your contribution to making this world a better place by being a part of, the Harlem Globetrotter legacy.
Yep.
And we're going to talk to P-Stock so that we can actually get yourself, Hollywood, and a couple of other Harlem Globetrotters on a separate show where it's going to be perfectly timed for yourself, so we can actually have an amazing conversation, an amazing time to let people know what we're about to do and what your guys are doing separately to help eradicate the homeless epidemic nationwide, Veterans Work. So I know you have to go.
That's okay. That's
for your time, and we'll be talking.
Thank you. Pleasure to talk to you guys. I know you'll be talking again. Always remember, God always has a purpose, and we walk through Him, and I know He has a purpose for each and every one of our lives, and we're trying to live it and do the best we can, and He'll guide you. So, amen to everybody, and blessings to you all.
Thank you again, 7, and that's Derrick Polk, Harlem Globetrotters, and we'll be talking to you soon. And now we have a youngster in the house. He is actually a part of the Navy. He just joined the cryptocurrency program and is now making money within, I think, the last 30 days. For the last 30 days, he's been a part of the organization of the cryptocurrency world, the cryptocurrency family. This is Brandin Johnson. Brandin, how are you today, my friend?
Man, I'm wonderful. It's an honor to be up here. I watched it a few times, but like this is crazy. This is like my first time ever doing something like this.
Yes, and you know what? I'm going to tell you something. There's a lot more in store. Brandin. And tell everyone about your military, the fact that you're in the military and what it's like, and then also let us know about what it's like to join the cryptocurrency world.
All right, so a little bit of backstory to understand why I joined. I make music, and that's like my biggest thing. That's what I want to do. Like that's what I imagine myself in 10 years, 5 years. That's what I want to do. I want to be an artist. So the best way to do it was to have a foundation and get like discipline and structure and stuff like that. So I had a conversation with one of my older people that I'm, able to converse with, and they brought to my attention that the military was a good idea. And I'm like, okay, so I'm in high school, I'm not thinking about it. But then whenever it started getting closer and closer to actually graduating, I'm like, okay, I got to do something. So then I ended up talking to a few recruiters, Air Force recruiters. I really wasn't thinking about the Army or the Marines. So I'm like, all right, let's see what this Navy hitting for. And then I actually got to talk to a bunch of people that's been in the Navy. And like, I have a few aunts and uncles that's been in the Navy, but like, that's like family, but it's not like my intermediate family, like my household. So I felt like I needed to do the thing that nobody wanted to do, which was leave home and actually leave home. So joining the military, it's kind of cool. Like you get to see things. Like I've been to Connecticut, I've been to Chicago, I've been to Virginia in different parts. That's where I'm stationed now. I'm stationed in Virginia. And like you see big aircraft carriers and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. They paid me while I was in basic training, and the schools I had to go before I went to be stationed in Virginia. So I was able to stack up, and I got a bonus. So I was able to stack up and have like all this money just to have. And like where I come from, having a lot of money don't mean nothing if it ain't working for you or doing anything. So I'm like, I was persistent on talking to my uncle or talking to people that I knew had some information about like crypto. And I've always been talking about crypto since like junior year in high school. Like I wanted to make NFTs. Like it's a part of the rap stuff too. So like it just comes full circle. So then I one day I came home from Connecticut, and it was an 8-hour drive. I drove. Me and one of my guys, we drove down to Pittsburgh, and I ended up linking up with my uncle, and my uncle, he's connected with everybody. Like, he's just like the guy. So he connected me with Dr. E, the crypto prophet, and we just chopped it up. I just walked in the house, and he was just on the phone with him. And ever since I heard him speak his words, just his word, something about the way he speaks, and it was something about the way you, Dr. E, it was something about how passionate you are about your business and all that. So I was really intrigued, and then I was like, okay, I got all this money, what I'm gonna do with it? And then he was like, Dr. E told me, he's like, this is something that like you're able to do. Like, it's not hard, and like even all the heavy lifting, like you're in the military, you got a whole bunch of, you work all day, like work 12 hours, 13, 14 hours. So how about I assist you in doing that? So yeah, like that's really what it is. Like it being in the crypto scene it's not anything anybody else is doing. Back at home, everybody want to be scammers and drug dealers, and I'm like, nah, like I tried that already. That's not it. You don't make no money off that. You just, all you really doing is you're looking over your shoulder, and you're not feeling safe. You're not able to do things. So I wanted to be able to go out and actually have fun, like go buy nice things, and like, go buy nice things and do stuff like
Yes.
stuff that I really wanted to do. And I invested, and then once I started making money off of it, I'm like, oh yeah, this is official. Like, this is real. Like, everybody, there's people that scam and do like, oh yeah, let me see give me your bank and we could do this. And then there's those like bots and stuff that tell you like crypto and crypto, forex, and all that. And then when I really got to talking and actually speaking about real things, and I actually got to see like profit go from my crypto account to my bank, I'm like, oh yeah, it's official. I'm in there.
Yeah.
I'm in there like somewhere. And then I tried to get a bunch of people, and then I have this big group chat from high school, like everybody's still texting there and stuff. And there was just a Cowboys game, and I was trying to tell them about like this crypto thing, because like they're either working regular jobs and making a little bit of money, or doing scamming and making all this money and ain't got nothing to do with it. So I'm like, bruh, why don't you actually be able to, put your money somewhere instead of making it just sit and collect dust and mold. So yeah, now I'm making money. Like I look at my account and I see the numbers go up, go down, and like it's inspiring whenever they go down, but then you see it spike and go up, and I'm like, oh my goodness. So like that's really it. It's amazing being able to actually do stuff with my money and being able to show people that like you don't have to just do the regular things people make it normal to do. Like, you can do anything you want in life, literally.
Yes. And tell them what you and I talked about as far as how much money you're going to make in 3 years with the investment that you made in investing in crypto.
Okay, so with the investment alone, so I invested, I think $2,500, so that's $2,500, and in 3 years I should be making like $250,000, like 250,000 in 3 years, like. And I was putting my money in CDs, and they was telling me I'm gonna make like probably like $100 off 3 years. Off 3 years, I'm probably gonna make like $100, 100 ones. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that doesn't sit right with me, because I'm just putting money away, and I'm not gonna be able to. I'm not gonna have nothing to do with it, and it's just gonna sit there and collect chump change. Like, it's working more hours than me, and it's making less than me. So that don't even make no sense. So yeah, I'm gonna be on my way to making $1 million, and that's on crypto alone. That's not even talking about the stuff I'm doing on the other side.
Yes. You've already invested in the eBay business. You're going to be getting a cell phone company and also your own Amazon bin store.
Yep.
Right? That's what we talked about.
Yep. That's what we talked about.
And the way you're going, by bringing in CJ and what is it, Galapoo.
Yeah, Galapoo.
Galapoo. You're on your way to not only changing the lives of these gentlemen and the people in their sacred circle, but we're going to be able to share in the affiliate program that we have so that you can get 25% of their profits, which would torpedo you up to about $1 million+ in the next 3 years.
Yep.
And people, they look at me when I say that. They look at me strange, but I tell them, I said, I can have you call my business partner who was my client, and he made $700,000 in 3 years on a $500 investment. And he can show you all the transactions, and I'm going to talk the language to you, Brandin. He took the money from his Coinbase account and put it in his bank account. And so there's a transaction trail that you will be able to see. And so I'm under promising you, because he made $700,000 in 3 years, and I'm telling you, you're only going to make $250,000 in 3 years. But the way cryptocurrency is going right now, and I understand the formula of how to optimize your dollar, we're going to have fun, my friend.
Oh yeah.
We're going to have a lot of fun, and you are going to be able to be the artist that you want to be. You're going to be also the serial entrepreneur that you want to be. And at 28 years old, I can almost bet that you will be either retired or partially retired as a multimillionaire. So that's something very exciting. And I know that as long as you and I are tied to the hip, and that you are constantly watching the profits do what they're supposed to do in the crypto world, that you're going to be successful at every endeavor that you set out to be.
And I appreciate that. I appreciate that. You're like one of the few that actually believe. Like, I feel like when I think about stuff like this, it's like a child's dream. Like, I have a child's imagination. I dream like a kid. People dream and forget that they can dream. This is a dream, but it's reality. Like, you make it happen. You can make it happen. I tell people that all the time.
Yep. So thank you very much, Brandin. I really appreciate your time. I'm really hoping that Annie is still on the line with us, because she's also, everyone's limited time tonight. And she had a phone call that she had to go on to, but she's in the real estate. She's a baby boomer. She jumped into the crypto world. And the beauty of it is she already started making money, and she's only been in the crypto world for the last 45 days, less than 45 days, which is very, very exciting. Yeah. And she made a beautiful YouTube video today about her profits and what she has done so far by transferring her money from the Coinbase account into her bank account. And that's something that you've done as well, Brandin.
Yes. Thank you so much. I appreciate everything. Like, the opportunity, and the opportunities are endless. Like, they continue to flow. Like, every time, like, you text me, and I'm excited to see what you have to say every time.
Yeah, we're going to be tied to the hip really sooner than later, because we want to get your cell phone store up and running by the end of this year. And then from there, we'll get your bin store. And then also we'll get you into, we're going to start talking about the metaverse and investing in the metaverse as well, Brandin. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, that's where we're at. It's so funny. I mean, when you talk about the metaverse and investing in the metaverse, you're investing in digital real estate. You're investing in digital marketing. That's on the web. But there's insane amount of profits that come with that. And you're going to be able to start showcasing your NFTs, which is kind of cool.
Yep. See?
And, you know, we're gonna take it from there.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Well,
This is
what
like.
do you think, Peacock? What do you think? I was talking to the host, Mr. Peacock.
I like it. I like the idea. He said a couple of key buzzwords that got me. I'm a Navy veteran.
Oh, thank you for your service. Thank you for your service.
Thank you for yours. I'm in Pittsburgh right now. You talked about Pittsburgh. That's where I was born at, in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's where I'm from. Now. That's where I'm from.
You're from Pittsburgh as well? Okay, me too.
Sir,
I'm from Pittsburgh too. See, that's the second buzzword. And then the third one is you do music. I do music as well. I've done music.
See, that's beautiful. See, it's just like, you know, it's just everywhere. Like, you can't run away from it. You can't run away from it.
Not at all. Not at all. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to be in touch with Dr. E and you're going to build on that, you know. So, where are you at now? You're in Norfolk?
Yes, I am actually. I
was down in Norfolk this past September. I got guys I used to be stationed with all out in Norfolk. Yeah, so.
Oh yeah.
Big shout out. Big shout out. Good stuff. Yeah, so we're gonna be in touch, man. Do your thing. Dr. E got you on the right track right there.
And thank you so much for both of you. Thank you.
And he brought his childhood buddies as well to be a part of the cryptocurrency world. And they're only 18. So it's very exciting that we're getting, you know, from the Gen Zs to the baby boomers to the Gen Xs and the millennials are really jumping in and taking advantage and optimizing the fact that cryptocurrency is a way to make millions. It's only a short window because there is what they call a CBDC, which is the central bank digital currency. So which means that the government is going to come out with their own and they're going to put a chokehold on the cryptocurrencies that are out there right now. So I tell everyone, do your absolute best to get in 5 minutes ago because there's only a short window left to allow you to be able to make millions in this particular space before the government takes over.
Real talk. That's in line with what I'm saying. Yep. But yeah. Definitely, it's good, man. It's refreshing, man. I like it. You know, from the Berg and the Navy, man. Everything. You got any music? Any videos? You doing anything? You know, iHipHopTV. That's what we got. Aladdin 19 video music.
iHipHopTV is all about.
Freestyle Fridays. We do a little bit of thing.
Yeah. So I right now I'm trying to build my record label because since I'm in the Navy, I don't have I'm able to get a studio. That's what I plan on getting a studio probably this weekend, getting all the things I need to be able to record while I'm here. But back at home, I have my brother. He's the one that shout out to Big Slime. He's the one that does all my music stuff for me right now. So he's dropping all the music. He's coming up with ideas. I got him in connection. Like I connected him with the person I was trying to do my music videos and all my just little content like lyric videos and just like random B-roll shots and stuff like that. And then I got him working with another artist that I plan on legally signing to my label. Once everything's set up, I want to sign him to my label. Shout out Sama. He got a few songs with Hardo. I don't know if you're familiar. Hardo.
It sounds familiar. Hardo. Yeah, it sounds familiar.
So he got some songs with Hardo and so I'm trying to make Pittsburgh like the new Atlanta. I want Pittsburgh to be so turned. I want people to want to visit Pittsburgh. You don't be like, yeah, I'm going to Pittsburgh for vacation. No, you said, oh, yeah, I'm gonna go to Atlanta. I'm gonna go to Miami. No, we're gonna go to Pittsburgh. See what that's hitting for, a city of bridges. We about to just go look at some bridges. That's what I want. I want people to be. What's the word? I want people to flow towards Pittsburgh because I feel like Pittsburgh don't get the credit it deserves. We got a whole football team. No, but there's only a few people that I know that's really Steelers fans. People from Pittsburgh aren't Steelers fans. So it's we gotta. I need to feel the love. Like, there's too much hate in Pittsburgh. Like, man, I
Right.
want it to be real. I want it to be real, like real love. So that's why I had to move out of there so I can build my empire. So when I go back, we just taking over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we went through it recently. You know, our grandson, you know, DeMar Hamlin, you know, played for Buffalo and went through it recently. So we're dealing with all of that, and he's doing well with the family. So Pittsburgh, we put on for Pittsburgh. We like to shine. I'm the biggest critic of Pittsburgh. I mean, I've done a lot of stuff. I go back to K. Leroy Irvis. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but he was the first black Speaker of the House of any state in the United States, and he was Speaker of the House of Pennsylvania for the longest time. Yeah, and that was one of my mentors, and he was doing what Martin Luther King did before Martin Luther King. He was doing lunch counter sit-ins and all that. And the Keysport and Jeanette and all them places.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
Everything. Yeah, so, you know, there's a lot of history there, but that was one of my mentors. We grew up fighting when they built all the highways and the roads, trying to get people jobs, fighting to get people jobs. They was bringing people from Ohio and West Virginia to give jobs.
Wow.
You know, we was fighting for everybody. They made it racial. We was fighting for the white people. The white people, they was building highway right through their neighborhood, wasn't hiring none of them. We was knocking on the door. They was looking at us like we was crazy. Hey, you got grown men sitting in here doing nothing.
See,
they could be out here working, but they wouldn't get out and protest with us. So after all of that went down and kind of tapered off, I joined the Navy. See, I was 21. I said then I had to get out of here. I would have been in jail or, you know, typical stuff, or, you know, what happened. So I said, I got to get out of here. So I left. And the guy I played football with in high school was a recruiter. I talked to him on a Wednesday. Monday, I was gone. I was in San Diego.
See? And you went to San Diego. And you was in San Diego.
Yeah.
See?
So
I love it.
I spent my whole time forward deployed. So I like that. I spent my time in Japan and Westpac. Yokosuka, yeah.
Yep.
Blue Ridge, Yokosuka, yep, Naval Station Yokosuka.
I got a bunch of people that's in Yokosuka right now, and they're having so much fun, and I just be looking like I'm in Norfolk, you know.
Yeah, Yokosuka's fun. But you're in a good area, especially with music. There's a lot of talent down there, so there's a lot of you know, stuff to do to keep you engaged. You know, Pharrell does a lot down there. You know, so they do a lot. I used to have an artist out of there, out of Chesapeake. He was out of Chesapeake. He was Missy Elliott and Wanda Sykes' cousin. But you know, I mean, it's a lot. But yeah, we definitely got to link up, man, and you got to link me up with your brother. So I'm always looking for music content to run on our shows and our networks. So I work with Big Wall out of Chicago. You know, used to be go by the name Tone Capone. We do address the culture and everything else. You know, he used to tour with He toured with Project Pat and Young Dolph and all of them.
Oh, that's a lineup right there. Right there. Project Pat, Young Dolph.
Yep. So that all of them guys, and you know, I just did Black C on the show. I interviewed Black C from the RBL posse from the Bay Area, and I deal with Young NAZ. We deal with Frank Stickums, who's with Tony. He's the only rapper in the game now that's with an iconic R&B group from the early 90s and 2000s, and 2K Kent, you know, used to be Clark Kent, producer, rap artist, all from Bay Area, you know. So, and big shout out to all of them, and a big shout out to Frank Stickums, whose father, they're doing his father's movie. His father was Fillmore Slim. So they're doing his father's movie. So there's a lot going on. Yeah, a lot going on. But yeah, big shout out. But I'm not going to take it, Daryl. Keep going. Brandin will be in touch. Get your people in touch. Daryl know how to get in touch with me. Let's go.
All right.
Definitely. So we just wanted to let everyone know that we're doing big things with our projects. We want to thank iHipHopTV for being a part of our movement. We're very, very, very serious about eradicating the entire homeless epidemic nationwide, veterans first. We're going to do it in 36 months, everyone. We have just an amazing array of talent. These people have come together all over the world, and they are under one accord to take care of the children of the Lord that are praying to him diligently to make them a better person, and also give them an opportunity to find shelter and reinvent themselves. And that's one of the things that we're doing with the cryptocurrency. We're doing that with the cell phone industry, the eBay and Amazon. So we're hoping that we have more guests coming on today. Rescue Rodney is supposed to be here. Annie might be here. She might not be here.
We got Professor Quinn. Professor Quinn is there.
Professor Quinn. And Professor Quinn, he's got a direct Wi-Fi connection with God. He's doing some big, big, big things, P-Stock. He's doing some big, big, big things, Brandon. This man is going to absolutely blow your mind. I don't want to give away the secret sauce. We're going to see if he can adjust his phone so that it is the perfect adjustment to make this happen. But
all right.
How you doing, Professor?
Can you hear me, brother? Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, blessed, man. Blessed. Enjoy to listen to the young man. They're such motivating to see brothers, man, doing things all over the United States, man. And it just excites me, man, when I get to hear and see brothers doing positive things, man. You know, the young man, I really excited to hear him, man. It was really touching. I was listening to him talk about the things that he's into and the things that he's doing. And that's what we were talking about at our meeting at our Black Man University. I'm the president of Black Man University. And we were just talking about how we used to have so much to do when we were young. We had so much going on, and we had things to do. And now our youngsters don't have that opportunity, you know. And if they don't have it in them like he do, you know, to go out and do it, man, it's, you know, it's hard. And a lot of times society and our communities getting down on our young people. And it's not that their fault, you know. It's just that we've stopped, you know, taking our time out with them and doing the things like you guys are doing on this show, you know, enjoying, inviting them to come over. And like you said, he's never been on nothing like this, you know. So we look forward to working together with you guys and your program and you know, nationwide. And let's get back at it, man. Let's take it back home, bro.
Yes, most definitely. And Professor Quinn, you and I have talked quite extensively about some of the things that you have put together, some of the things that you've been doing for the last 30 years, and some of the things that you are about to do to literally change the landscape of millions and millions of people's lives worldwide. And I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek. It's kind of like the Million Man March on steroids. So, Professor Quinn, can you give us a little bit of highlight about what you have embarked on, what God has put into your heart to do for primarily the African American community, but also for the Christian entrepreneurs and also the various entrepreneurs worldwide? What you've embarked on and what you have utilized as far as your blueprint's concerned, and what you're about to execute. So the floor is yours, my friend.
Yes, sir. The Black Man University, we're getting ready to have an event called the Black Homecoming 23 is going to be in 5 states. We're going to go around the country, and it's going to be a infotaining event, not just entertainment, but information, education, financial literacy, family, faith. We're going to be hitting every subject, man, teaching young brothers and young sisters, and bringing the old and the young together. We have a expo. We're gonna, we have an expo, vendors expo, entertainment concerts. We got a car show. We're gonna have interactive seminars to help young brothers deal with relationships, stuff like that. How to handle your money, the black money secrets. We also have history they don't tell. They're gonna be telling a lot of history, and also we're gonna be having a booklet that they can take with them when they leave. And we also we want to be able to. We're asking delegates from two delegates from each churches. We're inviting over 50 different denominations, and we have our brothers of all colors on our opening night, where we invite everybody, every race, and we get the black community outside the box and let people come in and see our most accomplished culture. We do have the most accomplishment that all races put together, but no one never sees it. So what's good is a diamond if you can't see it. So we're going to put it out there, man. First time in history. Since Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and Marcus Garvey and, even Nate Turner. But we're going to, go door to door, store to store, floor to floor, church to church, and work to work. And we're going to leave no stones unturned. We're going to get our young people, the same Black Lives Matter people you've seen. We're going to give them something to do, but we're going to give them something that they can digest and take, and it'll make their life easier. We're going to show every black person how to access finance and get up to $5,000. Good credit, bad credit, homeless, just coming out of prison, whatever. Money's out there. They just don't tell us about it. That's what they don't tell us, especially of our color. And then we have the interracial aspect, component that we have to address. And we have to include everybody, even the LBGT community. Everybody has to be addressed in our community. And that's what we've got to go back to. See, just like the Masons did in the 60s, and the Elks Lodge and the Knights of the Python, all those organizations, they addressed the community. That's why our community was so tight. And you had so many millionaires, so many people. And just like we were talking in 1905, Madam C.J. Walker and then was millionaire. She lived next door to Rockefeller, and they didn't have a computer. They didn't have a car. They had nothing, man, compared to what we have now. We have all this technology at our fingertips, and like you said, the crypto, the eBay, we're 1/10 of 1% in that field, and that's something we've got to go nationwide and campaign and get our young people, just like this young man you have on the show them because they have the mindset. Their mind is already adapted to do that. They can do it much easier. And then we tell two to tell two. We put the old system with the new system, our old people with the youngsters, which they divided us. Once we pull them together, like this young man on the show, put him with, Uncle Charles and Grandpa Johnson and all those people that has things, they can talk to him and inspire him, and he can inspire them. See, because he's for war, they're for thinking. They're old, they really can't do what he can do. So we've got to go grab our young people. And not just like Black Lives Matters, which is good, but we got to give them something that'll help them build themselves, uplift themselves, help them feed their family, like your program with the crypto and with the eBay, something that's sustainable. We can't just talk to them, and that's what we've been doing. We've been led down a road by pastors, by politicians, but there's no substance to. They just asked us to give, but we're not doing anything in return, and then there's nothing to show and nothing to help, because we're doing a program, man, within 10 blocks of wherever you live, north, south, east, and west. That's your zone. And those 10 blocks is you should know and care about those 10 blocks that's within your home and your family. And that's where we're going to go back. We're going to show people that when they come there, we're going to give them a book, give them a guide, and how to reach, go back to their church, go back to their mosque, go back to their organization, take it back with them, and take that information that we give them and take it with them, because everybody's not coming to the Black Homecoming. Everybody's not going to be online or not going to look at it. But we have a book, the barbershop tour, the beauty shop tour. All the church, they can sit and look at the book, say, hey, man, I went to this event. Oh, yeah, I heard about it. Ooh, I didn't go, but here it is. They can read that book, and see it, see the pictures, see the things in it and stuff like that. So we're getting ready, man, like I said, to really just connect the dots. We're going to be one big umbrella, and we're going to do something they hadn't really done since the 60s in the national, and people are coming. Like you said, we're touching people from around. I talked to a guy from Guyana, China, London. People are coming from around the world. That's who we want to touch worldwide. So we want to touch them, all over the world, brother. So there's 5 states. People can come into the event and get knowledge, book rights, artists, everybody. Show people how to do, stuff that they didn't think they could ever do. Now with this technology and school, you can go to school free. You can go to school on your phone, on your cell phone. You ain't got to go to class. And so, it's stuff we need to let people know. And we got our young people. We need to induct in them how to take this information and run with it. How to feed themselves, how to get credit, how to live, work, open a business on credit. The crypto, the things that financially that we need, because your finance and spirituality is the main 2 things. Run a nation, your finance, and then your relationship with God. Your life will be better and more abundantly. When you get those 2 things working, that's all you need, brother. The finance and the spirituality. Just like this young man you got on the show. He's young. He's starting his financial, and like you said, he want to help his community. He wants Pittsburgh to be a place where people come to see, for a young man to have that, he's thinking for his community, not just selfishly for himself. So that's what we have to instill in our young people, because a lot of things the system has taught them to be selfish and be, this and greed and, floss. But what are you doing for Miss Jenkins down the street? What are you doing for that little homeless person or that little girl that's on drugs? You see, do something, show some love, show them something, show that brother that's just got out of prison, show that homeless dude, he can't read a ruler. That's what we want to do. Show these brothers how to do something for themselves. Show them how to do for self. We show people how to build. We're building many houses now. We take a brother, we don't do it. We show him how to do. Take nail, how to read a ruler, how to use a plumb bob, how to use a T-square, how to run wire, how to wire. I taught a guy today how to wire. How he couldn't believe it. I said, no, you're gonna wire this. Took him a while. He kept messing up, but he finally got it. And then he plugged the light up, took the lights on, and man, he started crying. He said, man, I never done like that. I ain't never touched. He has a screwdriver. 23 years old. He had never put a screwdriver in his hand. He hadn't even jumped a car. Hadn't even he couldn't read a tape. I gave him a ruler. I said, what is that? He pulled a ruler out and he said, it's 5 feet, and he couldn't tell me whether it was an eighth or an inch or 5/8 or 2/8. So I showed him how to read a ruler. I said, when you go on a job site, you get your OSHA card, it's free. Get your trick card, it's free. Get your medical card, it's free. They'll pay you $1 more an hour just having those things. Then you'll get the job instead of the illegal alien is trying to get the job. You'll get it because you got those things. And he just cried. He said, oh man, he said, I never, he built the house, showing him how to lay the foundation, how to build a 2x6, how to put them together, how to frame, how to, those things we got to go back to, show our people. Because we built this country. Black people built. When you ride down those bricks in any major city, especially Pittsburgh and Philadelphia, Texas, wherever you go, those bricks are put in the road. Our masons, our black brothers built those walls. Those in Georgia, the signs you see on those sides of those buildings, those were put on by our great-great-grandfather, our 5 grandfathers did that. They did those things, built those buildings. They built them. Did all the work, all the cotton gins, everything was built by us, was done by us, because they did the administrative part and the managing, but we did all the work. So all that stuff, man, you see, we did it. And that's what we have got to go back to, brother. We got to show these brothers, how to lay tile, how to, and a lot of people don't know it. And see, that's the big problem with the Black Men University. We believe in assessing people, like this young man you got on the show. Assess him, man. Let him tell us what he likes. What he like to do. He said, I like to do music. Well, get him in the studio. Maybe he don't like to play. Everybody's not going to be a musician. Someone may be a mixer. Some may be a studio putting the speakers together, the sound man. There's all kind of jobs, but he likes to be in that crowd and that there's other things to do. But you have to sit and assess people. All these young brothers. I'll tell y'all a story. I was giving away gift cards one time to these young black boys. I see young black boys. I had a gang of gift cards. And I would ask them, I said, young man, tell me what you like to be. And some of them would say Michael Jackson, some of them would say Michael Jordan, some would say Obama. And so I ran across this one little young man. He was in the crowd. He said, well, mister, he said, I guess I won't get a gift card. I said, why is that, son? He said, because I don't know what I want to be. Then he paused a little bit. He said, but I do know what I don't want to be. I said, what is that? He said, I don't want to be like my dad, my brother, my uncle. He said, all of them are in prison, just going back and forth to prison. He said, I told my mama, I'm not going to do that. He said, I'm going to run away from home. He said, before I go to that, he said, I'm not going to go to jail. I'm not going to be like my brothers, and I don't want to be like them. He said, I know I'm not going to be like that. He said, I'm going to make some of myself. I'm going to go to school. He said, I'm going to be a banker or a lawyer. He said, I'm going to be something. I ain't going to be like them. I said, well, young man, you know what? I'm going to give you 2 gift cards. Because that right there, that spirit, he was about 9 years old. And he was serious. And it's in him, but he needs that support. He needs that support. All these brothers coming out of prison, all these brothers going to jail, they don't have no support. There's no father figure in the home. 80% don't know who their father is. So we have to, as men, be there and be to support them. We have an organization. And like I said, our organization, we don't down nobody. The Black Men University, we don't down anybody. And no preachers, no, we invite. There's 2 IEs. You can introduce, you can insult a person with it, and enforce them, or you can introduce it to them and educate them. And that's the latter. We like to we'll introduce it to you and educate you on what we're telling you. And that approach is much better. Rather you sit and educate him, talk to him, show him, like this brother you have on the show, introduce him to it, then educate him to it. But that time it takes, you got to roll them sleeves up, brother. And we don't want to roll them sleeves up. Many churches, many pastors, I talk to them, they don't want to, they don't want to get into it, but that's what has to be done. Every other race does it. Hispanics do it. Chinese do it. Everybody do it. Why can't we do it? We got to get back to that. That's what we got to get back to. And we got to quit getting validated by, certain politicians or certain musicians or certain, if they don't do it, we don't. No. We got to.
Can't give our votes away for free. We give our votes away for free.
Yeah. Just representation. Yeah, taxation with no representation. We're not getting we getting paying all this money, doing this stuff, but they're not doing nothing for us. So that's what we have to go back to the basics, go back to the community, go back to doing the basic stuff like Dr. Darrell, what you're doing. You're going what you want to do with your campaign with the homeless. You're going back to, and it's simple. It's nothing. We invented it. Everybody's taking it and stealing it from us. We invented it. You look at Musa Masa, and you look at Kush. And you look at all the kings that had all the richest people living in the world were black people. We're kings and queens, and now we're been crowded down to buffoons and clowns. We're come from kings and queens. We were all kings and queens. Anything you had to get in, just like I'm here in Dallas. The water here in Dallas, you had to get it from black people. You wanted material, you had to get it from black people. 1900s, black people owned everything, controlled and ran everything.
A lot of people, Professor Quinn, a lot of people don't realize that after slavery was abolished, right, and after the Civil War, and the slaves was free, you had a skilled labor force out there roaming around. That's where unions were created, because the unions was created to keep black people from getting the jobs because the white people were unskilled. They didn't have no skills. They didn't, because the black people did all the work. White people didn't have skills, so that's where the union. That's what they was doing, trying to intimidate people and try to work. But we was the labor force, so we was all the skilled laborers. They didn't have any of that. So that was
they didn't do no work. They didn't know how to do no work. We invented all the tools. Elijah McCoy, all the tools prevented the red light, the cotton gin, whatever we did to work with. We made it easier for us to work. We made it easier.
We made it easy for the work. They took credit.
The medical field, everything. We made it easier. Because we had to do it 24 hours a day. So we might have made it quicker, if I can do it easier and go down there, make my job easier. But they took it and patented it and made, the things, So we invented all those things and made life easier. Because like I said, they didn't do any work. They did the administrative part, but they didn't do no work. It never did.
It's funny, Brandon. All that stuff started in Virginia. A man named Walter Pleaker. Walter Pleaker was the one that came up and decided, and he was like Virginia's attorney general or state. I forget his title, official state title, but he's the one that determined that black men were 3/5 man. Where that's the way they choose us. That's why we're treated that way, and it's still like that in most of these government institutions. In the States, it's like that. That's the written thing. They don't like to talk about it. But if you don't want it to be true or say it's true, then remove it from the books. remove it from the state laws, restrict that stuff down, strike it down. They won't do it. Some of them places. That's why you got the unbalance with the GOP now. They're holding on to whatever their power now, and it's not about power, because if you don't get your tail together, it's about everybody working together, because Mother Nature's every 14,000 years, the earth does something. Okay. The sun does something. It's doing it now. We have the protection, skin protection. We have the complexion for the protection against the sun. They don't. And it's going to get worse and worse. So they're fighting now for that. When you hear them talk about white supremacy and everything else, for those are the ones that know that by 2028, they're going to be the minority.
That's true.
And we're not on that. All we want is equal treatment. Treat us right. Treat us, give us our due. Give us, we got the banks that are, racist institutions against us and everything. And everything that we're talking about, it all counts. It causes the homelessness stuff that we're trying to fix, even with military, because it's the same with poor white people. If you look at Fred Hampton, what got Fred Hampton killed is he was organizing the poor white people in the Appalachian Mountain areas. He was organizing the poor Spanish people. He was organizing the poor. He was organizing poor people, and they didn't want that. They didn't like it, so they weaponized the Chicago Police Department and murdered the man in his sleep. And they had to pay his family for it. So, and he was only Fred Hampton was 21? He was younger than you, 21, 24. He was very young when he got murdered for organizing all these different groups of people. So the history is ugly. They don't like to talk about it. And it's something that's the part of the growth of this country will never go the direction they want if they don't talk about the history, the truth to it, the free people. I'm not, nowadays, I got grandkids, I got great grandkids. I'm not going to sit there and protect somebody else's feelings for theirs. No, somebody else's children. So somebody else's children don't feel bad. I'm supposed to make mine feel bad because so we can't do that, and we're not mean and hateful parents. It's not the nature. We're nurturers. We nurture everything. That's why we was put on the earth. That's why we was created first, because God wanted us to populate the earth. So it was us that populated the earth. And that's and it was mixtures. I'm what they call Semitic. I'm mixed, in my history bloodlines. Everybody here could be mixed. It's my thing. And what I believe is the darker you are, the closer you are to the image of the Creator. Like War Muhammad, darkness, like war, his theory, darkness is God. I understand very closely. Everything in the creation story comes from the darkness. And the darkness, and like he asked you, can the darkness hurt you? I mean, really, can the darkness hurt you physically? No, it can't.
No.
It can't. The darkness don't hurt you. The darkness don't hurt you. So light can hurt you. Water can hurt you. Fire can hurt you. Wind can hurt you. So all of those things pay into play. But yeah. That's the way it goes. Another great show here. But I'm with you, Professor Quinn. Brandin has a lot of energy, a lot of spunk, and guys like that you want to see win. You want to see win every day, because you got somebody that's given that's teaching and leading the youth for the future, through music, through programming like this, through his experience in the military, through his experience in music, through his experience in entrepreneurship and cryptocurrency. So he can guide people and show people the next wave and the next generation to strengthen the future, and big shout out to you. Big shout out to Dr. E. Big shout out to you, Professor Quinn. And your organization is called Black Man University.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're in Dallas, Texas. So hopefully, maybe we can get you to come down and maybe do a show. It's 4 days. We're going to be 4 days, from 16th to the 19th. We have a celebration here called Juneteenth. June.
Oh, June. Oh, yeah, Juneteenth.
Juneteenth weekend. Yeah, Juneteenth weekend. So Yeah, so we'll be down in Dallas. So we'll be getting in with Dr. He will be getting with you, man. Maybe coming out and do a live show. We're gonna have all the brothers there 4 days. We got a
that's
conference.
where Dr. Rachel Johnson's at down in Dallas now, right, Dr. E?
Yeah, Dallas,
Texas. Yeah, Dr. Rachel Johnson, and also Dr. Morris Hunter, who was just on our show, is there. He's going to be a part of.
Oh, he's from Dallas as well. Okay, yeah.
Dallas as well. So it's going to be a big deal.
Dallas is New Black Mecca. So people here.
It's unprecedented. So what we like to do with your blessing, P-Stock, is to have several shows specifically for this movement that's about to happen in June with Professor Quinn, so that we can really get the word out there and get people from all around the world participate.
Converge. That's what iHipHopTV is about. Definitely you, Brandin. Link up, get your brother and everything popping, man. Get some stuff cracking. We got a lot of stuff, man. Get some collabs going and stuff, and get your stuff out there. On all the platforms.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm already trying to get a lot of my stuff on all platforms, and I make my own beats. I own all my masters, all of that. So like, everything is just like. It's all just in a line. It's just so perfect. I don't know why. It's just all in a line for me. Like,
that's big. That's big. That's good. That's good. That's what, because you met Dr. E. Same thing. I do production. I got my little MPC and everything. Now we go back. I mean, they made it so easy. Back in the day, we had to patch everything. We was patching, so you had to have an engineer. Now I can do it all myself. I can do it all myself. So it's cool. So everything I learned, and plus I played instruments and everything else growing up. So it's second nature. So same way, I do try to do as much of my own beats. Big Wall got his own production. We all do our own thing. So definitely keep it going. Keep it going for sure. For sure. That's what I got to do now, Dr. E. Find a theme song for this show.
Okay.
I got so many, so
that'll be exciting.
And we'll run with it.
Can't
But
wait.
good looking. So definitely keep iHipHopTV in the loop. We'll definitely come in and take care of it. But we'll go ahead, Dr. E, and let you take us home.
Okay.
And make it happen.
Well, hopefully everyone enjoyed the show. We had absolutely an amazing show tonight. We're about to take this whole platform to another level. We want to thank all the participants of our show with Brandin, with Professor Quinn, 7 from the Harlem Globetrotters, Annie, who was unable to participate, but she was listening. And also we have Dr. Morris Hunter, who is the Elon Musk of tech for Christians. So thank you again, P-Stock. Thank you, iHipHopTV, for letting us be a part of your sacred circle. And until next week, we'll see you then. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm Black C, as he said, one half of RBL Posse. We dropped our first album back in 1992, A Lesson to Be Learned, as you can see pictured on the wall in back of me. But I got to say, really, man, and just much love. And go get that book, that Black Name Bible. Only grad that. I guarantee you ain't gonna want to put the book down. Once you get it, and it's not a fictional book. It's a real life book that happened from the block to the booth. Everything I done been through, from losing my homies to losing my eye to being a part of the turf wars, to do what you love to do. You'll never work a day in your life. You know what I mean? I feel like I've been getting over for years. For 30 years, I've been doing music, getting paid, living good off of it. And I feel like I don't work at all. I just get checks from doing what I love doing, which I would do anyway,